What's up, YouTube? For the love of toys here, and today I have something different for you. I usually do Marvel Legends, but today I have Operation Monster Force. Now, I'm a big toy fan, as you well know. I say it in all my videos. Every toy is my favorite, all these different things. But I'm a big monster fan. Dracula, Wolfman, Frankenstein, The Mummy, old school classic horror stuff. Alien, It, whatever it is. I just like that genre of film. And, now that we're getting into the toys, it's a great time. So I figured I'd pick this up. And it's one reason why I picked this up. And as I do the review, I'll let you know what that one thing is. But we have here Operation Monster Force on the front, top of the packaging. This is a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive. I don't know if it's the figure or the line. He is the SleepWalker Aerial Assault Trooper. Okay. This is the back of the box. It's the other side of the box. And this is the bottom of the box. Okay. So that's all of the box. Let's start with the back of the box because you already saw that picture on the front. And it's a long read up. I'm not going to read all of that to you. You can read it. I'll bring it up close so you can read it here. All right. A dark escalation begins. This is season 2. I guess they had season 1 for the other figures. I didn't buy any of those. All right. The figures at the bottom here are SleepWalker, the one we have here. Aerial Assault Trooper. We have the Donner Party. We have Lieutenant Griffin, the Eraser. We have Halloween Boy. We have Black Watch Agent. And we have Delta Red from left to right. All right. So those are the figures. I have a couple more that I'll review, and we'll see how these are. Don't really like the Nazi-ish outfit, not a big fan, but war is war and outfits are outfits, but it harkens to me that type of thing. But I bought it anyway for that one thing, and well, I'll have to think about what I'm gonna do with the figure after that. All right, let's get them out of the packaging and see if you want to buy Operation Monster Force Aerial Assault Trooper SleepWalker. Hold on. But before we get him out of the packaging, as you can see, it has a comic on the inside. So I hope that's close enough for you to see it. You can read that comic, pause it, and read. And this is the figure here. He comes with an extra head, some extra hands, and some sci-fi style guns. Okay. And it's magnetically closed. All right. So I just wanted to show you that before I get him out of the packaging. Hold on. Okay, here's the SleepWalker out of the packaging. Now, this figure comes with a abundant amount of accessories. As you can see, he comes with 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of hands. So 1, 2, 3, and the one that are on. 5, 6 sets of hands. These are some monster hands. And we have a jetpack. We have particle effects. We have blaster effects. We have smaller blaster effects. We have a little smoke trail. We have wiring, which is made of a nice texture. We have a rifle and a handgun. I'll show you all of these up close. But for $40, that's what you get. And I guess $40 is reasonable now. I don't know. I don't know. I'm stuck on how much a dollar is anymore. I guess because getting old, you just can't accept the fact that things go up. But either way, it comes with a lot of accessories for this figure for $40. So just keep that in mind. All right. So first we're going to take a look at why I bought this figure. This werewolf head. I mean, look at that. It's pretty decent. Of course I could have probably 3D printed one or, but I figured, yeah, I'll just give them that money because they came up with this, and this is a nice little touch. All right, that's how he looks. That's how it looks from the back. Okay, and it comes with hands to match, so comes with this neck piece, so that adds to because you can swap that out with another figure on another body or something and have a werewolf neck. Okay, as long as the peg fits anyway. Here are the werewolf hands. Let me get 2 at a time so we can waste less time. And there they are. Nicely painted. Black nails. Very well done. It was a nice touch because they could have just left the black gloves and not giving you any and a right and a left of a trigger style finger for the werewolf. Okay. Also come with this sci-fi type weapon. Shoot some kind of ray. All right. And here is the handgun of that weapon. Get it up close so you can get a good look. Get my big ass hands out of the way. All right. So that's that. So it looks from the front. Has a hole for the effects. And that's that. All right. We have these gloved hands with the knuckles on them. Right and the left. No real paint effects except for the knuckles. Come with two more hands of those. Let's back them up some so I can reach them. Try not to knock them down, but I guess I should have backed them all the way up. There you go. There you go. These are grasping hands and a fist. And two fists and two grasping style hands. All right. These effects, nothing special to see here, just regular effects. Particle effect for the weapons right there, a longer one there. And here's a greenish color effect and an orangish yellow type. All right, also comes with this jetpack, which was a nice addition, which also added to my value of buying it. Very well done, very Rocketeer-esque. All right. That's how that looks. And it pegs in on the back. Okay. All right. Oh, and I left the little smoke trail for your gun. There you go. Comes with that. All right. And let me show these lines up close so you can get a nice little texture painted. Has texture to it when you touch it, like Regis. All right. And they plug into I don't know where. All right. Let's move all that stuff out of the way. And let's go over SleepWalker's articulation. All right. Now, SleepWalker's articulation, his head looks up a nice amount, as you can see. It's almost all the way back. Yes, looks up good. Should be because he's in the flying pose. Looks down that far, 360. Okay. These are detachable. Let's see if I can get it off. Plugs in there, so I'm sure the hoses can plug into there as well. And this is what I was talking about, the Nazi-esque type uniform. You see this armband and things on the collar there. That's why I made that reference. All right. So articulation, arms go up that far. Rotation at the bicep. Bends that far. Double joint elbows. No rotation at the glove. Rotation and hinge. Does this have a hinge? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, it does. Up and down for the gun. All right. Knife does not come out. Nicely adorned. And that's that. Now we have this rotation at the upper thigh. Double jointed knees. Let's see. Let's see if I can get that right. I'll take it off camera for a second so I don't break it. All right. Double jointed knee. And is it rotation at the boot? Yes, rotation at the boot. And rocker. Very nice. And hinge. No toe articulation. Okay. Leave him in that odd pose there. And that's that. So first, let's pop this head off and get a look at that werewolf head. Oh, it came off with the neck and the head, of course. As you can see, came off with the neck and the head. Oh, and a peg for that hose to go in the back of there. Don't really want to peg this into here because I'm not going to use it for this figure. So anyway, this would peg into there like that. And the head would go on like so. But like I said, I'm not going to peg this in here because it's going to be hard for me to get it off. I got to warm it up and all these type of things. But, you know, looks like a regular werewolf head. If the neck would have came off individually, I would have shown you. But I bought that to go on another body, which is this Mezco body here. And go on just like that. Okay. So that's how that werewolf head looks. Gives you an idea of what I was thinking. Okay. The hands won't necessarily peg into this figure because it might ruin my joint, so I'm not going to do that. I don't really need the claw hands. It would be a nice touch though. But that's that. All right. So let's pop this head back on. And that's the articulation. All right. So let's do some comparisons. Okay, I left an effect out, a piece of accessory, so I wanted to show it because it's a nice touch. It says Operation Monster Force on here, has pegs for him to stand on, says SleepWalker on the bottom, but you could also stand it up and have it as a tombstone. So that was a very nice touch. So I wanted you to see that. And I also put him on a stand to put him in a flying pose so you can have an idea of why that head tilts up and how he looks in the flying pose. So there you go. Hold on. Okay, so I wanted to come in a little close and give you a close-up of the effect with the pistol. This other effect here, I don't know quite how this goes on. It looks like it has a hole in there, but that hole is not through the hole that's actually in there, if you can see it ever so slightly. See how small that is? It's not quite big enough, and I don't want to push it in case I find out where it goes. But anyway, that's the two green effects. I was going to put it in the other hole, but either way, that's how he looks. The hose is attached to the back of the jetpack. It's a little crooked, but we'll straighten that out. Okay, so they're attached to there, and that's why he looks up so far. So you can get a little flying pose. Now let's see if I can get him back standing without an issue. All right, and this is the alternate head, as I showed you before, on the werewolf body. That's the first comparison. All right, let's do the next one. Here he is with Mezco Alistair from Gangrene Estates. And this is a diorama from another figure I'm going to show you, and this way you know. But that didn't come with the Mezco figure. All right, so that's how that looks. I wanted to get some monster figures to give you a feel for, you know, how this would fit into a monsterish display or etc. All right, so there you go. Gangrene Estates, Alistair. Here he is with the Gargoyles, Demona. Here he is with the Memory Toys that makes the best figures bang for the buck wise. I can't remember his name, but either way, some kind of big giant green orc that everybody uses for the Hulk body. Here he is with the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure, Mr. Hyde. Here he is with a custom I made out of a bunch of Mezco stuff from an old figure. I can't remember what figure this red vulture head is, but I liked it, so I put it together with a suit. So that's that. You know, I don't review Mezco figures because I don't like their business practices with shipping my figures whenever they feel like it and then not shipping my figure. But I do like their business practices with if something is broken, they'll fix it. They'll send you a new body or whatever things are. I like some of the things, but I just don't review it because, first of all, I don't get paid for it. And I just don't feel like I should advocate for them when they don't do me like I think they should. Okay? Is that enough of a rant? But anyway, this is Theodore Sodcutter, I believe his name was, from Mezco, the blue version. I have every version of this figure. They were outstanding. Some of the best figures made. This individual Theodore Sodcutter. You see his jacket. You see the way everything is implemented. Man, he came with a bunch of heads, and this is like the Scooby-Doo vibe head, I call it. The hat comes off. I mean, different hands. I mean, the textures. Everything is perfect on these figures. So let me glaze them right now because I don't review their figures. But if you would like to see me review their figures, please let me know and maybe I'll do some. But I don't buy as many as I used to, so that probably wouldn't work either. But there you are, Theodore Sodcutter. How could I do monsters and not put Mezco Hellboy in there? Or just Hellboy. It didn't have to be Mezco, but just so happens this is the Hellboy that I do have. And also, how could I do monsters and not put the Daywalker, Blade, Mezco? So I don't remember who made this toy, but I bought it on Big Bad Toy Store. It's a werewolf. That drip that you see on his mouth, I did that myself. That didn't come like that. But this was an excellent figure. And like I said, I'm a big werewolf monster toy guy. So, I was like, oh, I got to pick this up. And I bought the white and the gray version. But that display that you saw with Alistair from Gangrene from Mezco, this is actually this figure's stand. So I just wanted to show you who this stand belonged with. And this is the white werewolf. Here he is with Veteran Williams, another outstanding figure made by Furry Planet Toys. This is Veteran Williams. So this was an outstanding figure. I mean, he's a little big, but werewolves, you would think that the hind legs and things would be, this big if they were pumped up. So I can go for this. I told you I was a big Mezco fan, so I'm showing you. This is Doc Nocturnal. This is the second version. They made a smaller, slimmer version. This is the more bulked up version of Doc Nocturnal. But this figure fit right in that time frame of this figure as well. And this will be my final comparison. And, how could I not do the classic of classics, the monster, who we all call Frankenstein? But his name is not Frankenstein. The man who created him name is Frankenstein. This is just a monster without a name. So, as you can see, this Sleepwalker figure, fits right into this old time, you know, nostalgia of horror. So, this might work. This is how you would look in your display. If I was you, I would pick them up. While the price is still, fairly low, they're good figures. Depends on how you feel about, how he's dressed. But, you know, you have to weigh that with a grain of salt. It's just a toy, but at the same time, you don't want to represent certain things. At least I don't. I don't want to go too far, with things. So, but either way, this is a good figure. Came with plenty of accessories and fits right into the horror genre. So, as always, I'm for the love. Whatever you do, do it for the love. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for taking your time out to spend with me. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.